Who's new here. In the event of emergency, there's exits in the back of the door, the back of the room there. If you need assistance during an emergency, please let us know. We'll help you. And if you have cell phones, please silence them or turn them off. And having said that, we'll go on the roll call. Council Flood.
Good evening.
Council Granessi.
Good evening.
Council McEachern.
Good evening.
Council Chiricello.
Good evening.
Council Spencer.
Good evening.
Council Katsoukaris.
Good evening.
And hello from the chair. And we have Mr. Karen and our town administrator, and we have our town clerk back there, Tina Guilford. Any motion?
Motion to open the public hearing.
Second.
Motion open public forum. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Public forum is now open. If you wish to speak, come up and do so. State your name and address for the record. And Owen, you'll let us know.
Seeing none, rise online, Mr. Chair.
Nobody wants to talk. No, all this room full of people, no one is saying.
I believe everybody's here for one thing, so not seeing Mr. Cotton wanting to come up and talk, I will make a motion to close the public hearing.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Public hearing is now closed. Public forum, excuse me. Consent agenda, 23-121, approved non-public minutes, which is sealed for November 7th, 2023. Agenda item 23-122, approved minutes from November 7th, 2023. Item 23-123, planning board appointment. And item 23-124, resolution 2023-078 to authorize the town to apply, receive, and expend a grant from the Stanton Foundation in support of a police canine program. And there will be a public hearing on that December 5th. Item 23-125, resolution 2023-079 to authorize acceptance of a U.S. Department of Energy grant for the solar project at the closed landfill. That will also be a public hearing. That will be December 5th as well.
So, Mr. Chairman, I'm going to make a motion, probably should do these separate because you have to make an appointment.
Yep.
I make a motion to approve item 23-121 and 23-122, which is the approval of minutes and the keeping sealed of the minutes of November 7th.
Okay. So we have a motion to accept items 23-121 and 23-122, which is the minutes. Council Chiricello.
Yes.
Council Spencer.
Yes.
Council Katsoukaris. Yes. Council Flood.
I abstain. I wasn't here.
Okay.
Yes.
Council Granessi. Council
Yes.
McEachern. And the chair votes yes. Motion carries 6-0-1. Council McEachern, you want to go with the next motion? For the other items for 23-124 and
123.
Oh, we'll do 123 first, okay. So with the 123-123, it's the planning board appointment of Brian Fishman. That's for the planning board. So currently there are vacancies for alternates with terms to expire March 31st of 2025 and 2026. So
Second.
we have a motion to accept that by Councilor McEachern, second by Councilor Granessi.
Point of order, Mr. Chair. Which
Yep.
one are we giving to him?
I'm
The
sorry,
2025 or
26.
2026?
26.
26, I'm sorry. All right, so that's to be filled for March 31st, 2026. So on the motion, Council Chiricello.
Yes.
Council Spencer.
Yes.
Council Katsoukaris. Yes. Council Flood.
Yeah. Yes.
Council Granessi.
Yes.
Council McEachern.
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Passes 7-0. All right, now to items 23-124 and items 23-125. Those will be the public hearings for December 5th, 2023.
Okay.
Jonah?
We don't need a motion. then
I'll make,
just do 'em.
I'll make a motion to accept those on the
Yeah, because they're
consent
separate, so we
agenda.
have to accept them. So
I move to have a public hearing on resolution 23-124 and resolution 23-125.
what?
No.
All right, so we have a motion, so moved and seconded. On the motion, Council Chiricello.
Yes.
Council Spencer.
Yes.
Council Katsoukaris.
Yes.
Council Flood.
Yes.
Council Granessi.
Yes.
Council McEachern.
Yep.
And the chair votes yes. Motion carries 7-0. All right, that was a lot of work. Chairman's report. So this evening, I would like to bring up Karen Blanford Anderson from the Heritage Commission. She's the chair, and she has a special presentation for us. With all these wonderful guests came to join us tonight.
Thank you.
So a few weeks ago, I was here to nominate Lois Ray for the Boston Post-Cane for Derry, New Hampshire. And this evening, we are very happy to finally present it to her. So I'd like to just read a short proclamation, and then Phyllis will do the honors for us. But we, the members of the Heritage Commission, having completed our search, do enthusiastically recognize Mrs. Lois Palmer Ray as the recipient of the prestigious Boston Post-Cane in the town of Derry, New Hampshire. The Boston Post-Cane program has a rich history dating back to 1909 that was initiated by the Boston Post newspaper to distribute canes across New England for the oldest living resident of each community. Tonight, we're happy to present Lois with this cane. Lois's life story is truly remarkable. She was born August 21st, 1926, in Mill Hill Township, New Jersey. She grew up in the surrounding area, traveling with her father, artist William Palmer, on his quest to find scenery to paint. During her 20s, she attended Radcliffe University, where she honed her artistic skills and expanded her love of history. Subsequently, she embarked upon a career at the prestigious Young and Rubicam advertising agency. From 1952 to 1956, Mrs. Ray took to the skies as a stewardess for American Airlines. During her time in the aviation industry, she marked it with exciting international travel and serving passengers with grace and professionalism from Boston, Chicago, San Francisco, Russia, Japan, Ireland, and even China. Not only has Lois excelled at various professional pursuits, but she's also an accomplished artist, as you can see by the various Christmas cards she's painted over the years her neighbors have brought for us today. She's also a lifelong Republican and has met with 5 presidents, including Ronald Reagan and his wife Nancy, whom she entertained at her home when she lived in Van Nuys, California. Lois and her husband, Dr. Robert Ray, and their son Robert moved to Derry in 1973 and has spent the last 50 years living in the old Clark House on Chester Road. It's with great pride and pleasure that we recognize Mrs. Lois Palmer Ray as the recipient of the Boston Post-Cane.
Karen, can I let Owen take a picture with all you guys? You can get in there. Get in the picture with them.
You're a beautiful woman. Yes, you are. You're a beautiful woman.
Phyllis,
Inside and out.
here with a picture of the group. There we go.
Oh, she's beautiful. Take your chocolate piece of candy away from me and I no, that looks like a candy on top. Oh, isn't she beautiful? Oh, she's so cute. I gotta get in here. Yeah.
Start telling you how cute you are.
You're cute.
God, we're all cuteness.
I know. Look at him, smile, my love. There you go. Forward. Smile. Look at her, I'm taking her home.
You want to smile? Oh, boy. Yeah. Great.
One more picture. Everybody wants a picture with you.
That's fine.
We would love it, right?
Yeah.
We gotta kind of rotate around. We'll put you in the middle here. You stay right there, we'll put you in the middle.
We'll go around you.
I must be Miss America.
Yes, you
Yep.
are. This is
These are some of the cards that,
beautiful, sweetheart.
that she sent
There
Linda.
you go. Wave your hand, Miss America. Yay! Oh, it's beautiful.
She did all them by hand.
Beautiful, honey. Don't cry.
Congratulations.
It's beautiful.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Dave.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't seen the last.
Yeah.
No, you haven't. Be careful, sweetheart. Now you got the Boston cane. You know how hot those
Seven, she's more with it than Biden.
Fairness.
Right?
She's more with it than Trump.
All right, so. Phyllis, come on.
Aaron, your record's still good, kid.
Phyllis.
Your record's safe, Aaron. Even discounting the 3 minutes. Even discount, because you also had the 20-minute one, right?
What happened?
What happened?
Lit?
They were delayed, but it was up.
Okay. All right, we're gonna
You're very welcome.
Saturday.
Oh, no.
we're just gonna give them a second to.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
You can't read it, it's in advance. Don't be picking the ponies now, Phyllis, you know early.
No, it's last week's actually.
Get it in early. What do you think I am?
Get your bet in now for the
All right.
ponies tomorrow.
We're gonna get.
I gotta be quiet.
All right, moving along.
Okay.
So, that was a very special honor. One more thing on chairman's report, then we'll move along. So, Council Granessi, you had a liaison report you wanted to share with us?
Yes, Mr.
Planning
Chairman.
board?
Yes. Couple updates on the planning board. Some old stuff, some new stuff. They approved the Warner former Watts Junkyard, 109 Rockingham Road. It's a 72 housing units, commercial restaurant. Commercial and restaurant's going to go there. Several commercial site plans, including the redevelopment of the former movie cinema at Ashley Drive. Went to Overhead Door Company. The approval of Chipotle, which is still happening. The review of a 430 square foot warehouse office industrial building on Ashley Drive, Scobie Pond Road. There's been some housing subdivisions, the review of the new fire headquarters, the expansion of the Ahern Nickel Dental Office, in the former Vintage Grace facility on Peabody Road, the Family Promise of Southern New Hampshire. And then we did a 3-unit townhouse development on Franklin Street. Subcommittees have been working on the workforce housing ordinance in town, and they're going to reconvene in early 2024 to continue to review the zoning on Exit 4 area. And the planning board, they recently approved changes to land development control regulations. So they're just moving forward, and they have a full agenda on 24. Just want to give you a quick update.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else have anything they want to share for the liaisons, by any chance? We'll do it now if you do. Okay. And then lastly that I have is, I'm sure the town administrator will touch on it, but we had the groundbreaking for the central fire station last week. Weather turned out great. It was a good day. So having that, I'll turn it over to you, Mr. Karen.
Hey, thank you. Looking at updates since the last meeting, our finances, they're tracking as anticipated. We always have nominal fluctuations during the holidays, depending on the timing when the holidays happen during the work week. Another reminder that our transfer station will be closed tomorrow afternoon and on Thursday, but we operating normally on Friday and Saturday of this coming weekend. On Saturday, November 25th, is the very Derry holiday and parade tree lighting downtown. The tree has been erected and will be lit on Saturday afternoon. Central Fire Station, the site work is ongoing. We're about to award a subcontract for the foundation work. Both contracts came in under our budget estimate, which is really good news. And hopefully, if the weather cooperates, we hope to get the foundations in prior to the onset of winter weather. Our tax rate was established by the State Department of Revenue Administration back on November 15th. Taxes will be due on December 27th. The town rate went up 4.58%. It was allowed under the charter to go up 6.1, but the increase was held to 4.58. The local school went up 8.57. The county tax went down 1.49, and the state education went up 38%. The reason it went up 38% is during last year, the state legislature infused $100 million into the education trust fund last year, which essentially required that communities across the state collectively raise $100,000 less. So you had one year of a tax relief, and now it's back up to normal level. That's why it went up. So overall, the rate has gone up from 1904 to 2068, which is overall an 8.63% increase. An update from DHRA, as you know, they've been trying to redevelop 12 Peabody Row. They're in the final stages of selling it to Family Promises, and DHRA and the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development reached an agreement on an equity distribution. As you know, HUD bought that building, so HUD is owed some of the proceeds. So it was an extensive process they go through to look at each being DHRA and HUD, each of their respective investments in the property as to who receives the proceeds. And if you recall, the council approved the electric aggregation plan, and we had hoped to go out and solicit bids for electric rates. We're going to hold off until late winter, early spring. There's just too many variables now with the global situations, so it makes more sense at this point to hold off on those bids and look at them. Also, there's a lot more coordination because I think we have 3 or 4 utilities actually operating in the town of Derry. So I'm trying to consolidate all those into one package. Take a few seconds, look at your FY24 goals status and the update. The 4A corridor, as you can see as you drive on 93, contract A is well on its way. A lot of the work interior has already been completed, except for the paving. Now it's mostly the bridge and the on-ramps. We can continue through next year. On contract B, which is really a lot which impacts Derry all the way from our town line to essentially almost to the 28 bypass. Engineering is about 80% complete. A lot of our residents have been contacted from the state and their consultants regarding strip acquisitions, anywhere from 5 to 15 feet of their front lawns to do drainage and widen the road. That's currently ongoing, and we're still communicating with Londonderry regarding utility service to Woodmont East. Second goal is the 28 South Corridor. As previously reported, the town did receive an EPA grant to extend the sewer to Ryan's Hill. We anticipate a funding gap, and we're currently investigating solutions to attack that gap. A while ago, the council requested an overview of the zoning and development activity at the West Running Brook District. And currently in planning, or before the planning board, internal planning and approved, there are currently 261 market units, 48 condominiums, almost 14,000 square feet of flex and office space, and 108,000 square feet of commercial and restaurant space. So what we're seeing is a continuing trend right now where developers are sort of pulling back a little bit to better understand the market, both with respect to the cost of construction and also financing rates. So that activity has slowed down just a bit. Regarding Abbott Court, we're still working that. We met with the development team today, and they're still costing out different options, and the design for the parking deck continues. On recreation assets, our plans are ready to revitalize and reconstruct Hood Park. We're running into a labor shortage, so hopefully this spring it'll look a little better. You may have noticed that the siding project has been completed at the AC Park, and the skateboard park looks great up there. And we're currently also about to let a contract to install new lights at the baseball fields and soccer fields throughout town. Regarding housing, the council, we just signed the agreement, which the council approved at the last meeting, for workforce housing at 19 Elm Street. And that project has been assigned to a local LLC called a 19 Elm Street LLC. It's the same development team. Just spoke about Abbott Court a second ago. There was a push by the council to build out of empty lots, and we actually have bid a number of lots off the 28 bypass recently for construction of additional housing. And we continue to look to attract a hotel somewhere in Derry, either downtown along the 4A corridor. Public safety facilities, we spoke of that previously. We're looking at, one of the goals was financial management, and we continue to migrate away from the use of unsustainable revenues for recurring capital investments. Council did a great job with that this year by infusing the budget with some more investments from the tax rate into the capital, and that's already been reflected in the tax rate we just announced a few minutes ago. And there's a number of other small projects we're looking at. Succession plan for senior staff positions. The plan for the police department is being finalized. The fire department plan is almost underway. Mike Fowler's developed a plan for public works, and the admin staff plan is underway as well. So, and the other goal he has, EV implementation where appropriate. We looked at replacing the police captain's vehicle with EV. I looked at a financial analysis submitted by the chief yesterday. We're going to go to a straight gas vehicle. The cost benefit, it would cost us over the life of the vehicle about $15,000 more for an EV. I mean, if it was $1,500 over the life of the vehicle, it probably would make sense, but at that price point, I couldn't justify moving forward with an EV at this point in time for that particular vehicle. So, that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Bless you.
Bless.
All right, thank you. You may.
Could you give us, I've gotten calls from people who say, the definition of workforce housing, who can apply and what are the conditions?
Yeah, the workforce housing, as we envision on 19 Elm Street, will be through the New Hampshire Housing Finance Authority. And they have a minimum floor which you have to earn and a maximum ceiling which you can earn. And the goal is to get young workers and people into those facilities so they can save some money and then buy market rate housing, making that unit vacant for somebody else coming into the housing market.
Oh, wow. So if somebody wanted to go into one of those, they have to qualify, right?
They have to qualify. The other option they can look at is Derry Housing and Redevelopment Authority, in which there are some federal assistance for some of those units, although that is a long wait period. There's a long waiting list currently for that.
Thank you, Mr. Friend.
You are welcome.
All right, everyone's your friend.
Okay.
Moving along, new business, 23-126, resolution 2023-080, to designate a polling location for the January 2024 presidential primary. Mr. Karen.
Yes, as you recall, last week, you may have heard, the Secretary of State has established the nation's first in the nation primary in New Hampshire here, scheduled for Tuesday, January 23, 2024. There was an election subcommittee that looked at this issue, and unfortunately, due to the proximity of the traffic circle, there's no perfect solution we have here in Derry. However, there was a general consensus that if Pinkerton Academy was available, that would be suitable for a single polling location in town. So we've been working with Tim Powers over at Pinkerton. He has confirmed that they have reserved that day for the presidential primary. So there's a resolution which is proposed for the council to designate Pinkerton Academy as the town's central polling location for the January 23, 2024 presidential primary.
Okay, questions?
If there are no questions, I'll read the resolution.
I just have, just want to make a little point of discussion too.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Go right ahead.
So I was on that subcommittee meeting as somebody that wanted to look at 2 polling places. And we had lengthy discussion about how we were going to accomplish that. I still have concerns over 1 polling place. I want to say, and I'm not privy to this, but I know that the Secretary of State had some issues with us having the 1 polling place at Calvary. Now, Pinkerton's different, I get that. But I still have some concerns that we're going to have possible issues. I hope to be proven wrong, but I made it known in the subcommittee that I was looking for 2. Only because my thinking is if we had traffic going this way, half the town going that way, and half the town going that way, we could eliminate some of the issues that came up the last time. And as you recall, it had nothing to do with Calvary. Once we got people inside, they moved very, very efficiently in and out. The problem was the queuing of traffic going to Calvary. And there were people turning around because they didn't want to sit there and wait. And that's where the AG's office had come in and said, we got to do something. So I'm still a little bit concerned about traffic patterns going into the primary. I think it's going to be robust primary, and I think, you know, we could have some issues there. So I just want to make that known, that I was looking for 2, but consensus was 1, I guess. Thank you.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Oh,
You set me up perfectly. Thanks for setting me up. No, I was going to say the same thing, that I also had some reservations with one polling place, but a little bit different takeaway, that I do think that you're right, the issue was not inside, it was the other things, but I do think that Pinkerton, I'm comfortable moving forward with Pinkerton because there are other options to change traffic patterns. There is more parking. We can manage things a little bit better than we could with Cavalry. So while I also had some reservations about going to or staying in a one polling place, the fact that it's Pinkerton kind of alleviates a little bit of that. And Chief Feely kind of talked through that there could be other options, which I think
Right.
will hopefully be a little better.
Right. And I think another point to consider is we have the books now, right? The electronic books, which makes it a little bit easier now. So it should be a little quicker inside, so there'll be a quicker turnaround. I think hopefully that'll be beneficial as well. Councilor Churchill.
To that point, Mr. Chairman, again, it wasn't the inside that was a
No, right,
problem
but I'm
at
saying- but-
all.
Right.
It was the traffic getting
Right,
there.
no, I get it, but I'm saying the turnaround should be hopefully quicker, and that hope alleviates some of it, but, because people get in, get out, and get out of there, and theoretically, so.
Gonna comment?
Yeah, so before me reading the resolution, I have zero problem with one polling location, and if anybody knows me from way back when, I have been a major advocate of using Pinkerton Academy. We've done it for years. We've, before Tina's time, the Ives sisters ran multiple presidential locations there. Tina and her staff do an outstanding job. We got hurt last time because of the location. Pure and simple. We ran multiple presidential locations at Pinkerton Academy's gym, 18 to 20,000 people voting there. There's never been a problem, because we always had to deal with Pinkerton where they would close school down, plenty of parking, people moved about, and obviously you want Derry to be in a good light. During those time periods, and we'll be back again, Derry becomes the single biggest polling place in the United States of America. Yes. It's kind of like a cool little thing, and it brings the national press. I have, in my life and recently, have had the ability to spend some time with national press people. I have made it clear that we will be the biggest single polling place in the United States for the primary and the general, and people are generally excited about that. And they say, that's pretty cool, so we can come to one place and see 18 to 20,000 people vote. We're gonna be there in Derry. This is an opportunity for Derry to shine. We've done it in the past. We've run multiple locations, and I think Tina and her staff are well-equipped to do this. We've got some new tools that will make it even quicker inside, and you don't have the outside problem. The Derry Police Department does a great job getting people in and out of Pinkerton. I wholly support this, and I really hope we can make a similar deal with Pinkerton for the presidential election, and onward and upward, and I have the utmost faith in Tina and her staff to work some deals out with Pinkerton. Having said that, I would like to read resolution number 2023-80 to approve the central polling location for all elections. Whereas state statute assigned to the town council the responsibility to provide polling locations, and whereas the Secretary of State set the date of the 2024 primary, and whereas Pinkerton Academy has offered to use its facilities for polling location, which provide adequate space for the town's election requirements, and now therefore be it resolved in council that the town council hereby designates Pinkerton Academy as the town's central polling location for January 23rd, 2024 presidential primary. This resolution shall take effect immediately upon its passage, adopted November 21st, 2023.
Okay, motion by Councilman McGeckern, seconded by Councilor Katz-Corus. On the motion, Councilor Cherichello.
Yes, with reservations.
Councilor Spencer.
Yes.
Councilor Katz-Corus. Yes. Councilor Flood.
Yes.
Councilor Granessi.
Yes.
Councilor McGeckern.
Yes.
And the chair votes yes, 7-0. And thank you to Pinkerton for being
Yes.
accommodating. I know there was a waiting game, waiting for the Secretary of State to make the announcement, so they were kind of on the hook for a little bit waiting, but, so thank you to them. Councilor comments or anything? Councilor Spencer.
Thank you. I want to echo your comment to thank you to Pinkerton for bearing with us till we had a primary date and working to let us use their facilities. And I also just wanted to remind, there's a lot of stuff going on Saturday in town, so definitely come out and support some of those efforts. And just one plug for at the start of the parade will also be the Rotary Club, Derry Village Rotary, will be collecting food, canned items and food goods for donation. So please bring something with you to donate when they come by with their carts right before the parade. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Geckman.
Yeah, I'd just like to follow up some of Dave's comments with the tax rate. I know a lot of people know I kind of do this for fun. So I'd just like to go over a couple statistics, and I know Dave gave you percentages. Sometimes percentages can be deceiving depending on your starting point. So a big percentage increase on a very small number is actually a small tax increase as opposed to a small increase on a bigger number. So I know Dave gave you the percentages, I'll give you the numbers. The Derry town tax rate went up 26 cents. As again, Dave pointed, because of the tax cap, we're still significantly below where we could have gone up. The Derry school system went up $1. The state education funding went up 39 cents. And the county did a great job doing their budget and actually went down 1 penny. The net result, just so everybody, when you do your tax bills, so you understand it, is $1.64. The easiest way to calculate the increase in your taxes in December is to take 1.64 times the value of your home in hundreds. So if you had a $423,000 home, you do 423 times 1.64, and you will know what your tax increase would be effective for this year. I would also encourage everybody to start attending, or at least watching, if you can't attend, the Derry School District meetings. They are giving multiple presentations now on the new school facility and the cost of that facility. I would encourage people to go and ask those questions. What's the effect of the bond? They're asking for 2 different bonds, and those are separate from their budget. So should the bonds pass, it means a certain number. They'll still have their annual budget increase. And the similar thing to any of us. You know, where's the town going to be next year? You can ask Commissioner Cherichello what he thinks the county's going to do, because I think it's incumbent upon all elected officials to try to give the citizens of Derry a look into the future as to what's going to happen so you can better prepare yourselves. We are under a tax cap. I'll look at the administrator, 3.5% next year about is where we're headed, roughly.
Yeah, actually, the
2.
last month dropped down to 2.8.
Okay,
So we are
so,
currently.
Again, Derry is under a tax cap, so the maximum we could go up is about, according to the administrator, about 2.8 now. That is a changing number, but it should be in that 2.5% to 3% range if we go up at all. It can't go up more than that, but I do encourage citizens to start attending these meetings and watching them, particularly the school district meetings, because, you know, we're talking big projects, things that do need to be done. There needs to be some corrections, but I encourage people to try to go and understand what it's going to mean. And I thank all those people that have been showing up at the meeting, and I do thank the school department and the school board for presenting those facts. I'm done.
Councilor Cherichello. Come back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a couple of things. First, on the town side, I want to also add, when we did the fire department last year, that was done inside the tax cap. The charter allows us to do it outside the tax cap, any bonding outside the tax cap, but we didn't do that. We actually included it inside the tax cap. And the previous year, the percentage of increase was 2.5% roughly, where we could have went up to 6%. Because I'm hearing some rumblings of people seeing the fire department coming on board and complaining about taxes. They need to know the fire station was done last year inside the tax cap at 2.5%, which is phenomenal. You hardly ever see that. That's number one. Number two, I am very proud to say that on the county side, 8 communities out of 37 in Rockingham County, taxes actually went down. 8 communities. Everybody else maybe either stayed the same or went up a little bit, slightly. But I'm very happy to say that Derry saved roughly about $45,000 from the previous year. So a look ahead, if you've looked at the county taxes over the last 4 years, they've actually been pretty much level funded, which is incredible. So I don't anticipate any huge hiccups at the county. As long as I'm there and have a say, you know, I'll watch those rates. So thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Councilor Ganassi.
Thank you. I just want to say I attended the ribbon cutting ceremony of the Alan Shepard, his 100th birthday on Saturday, and I went to the Azamorial lower level, which is the Derry Museum of History. And I just want to give accolades. It was a great event. They did a great job. Accolades to the chair, Karen Blanford Anderson, and the rest of the team on the Heritage Commission and the junior heritage kids from the schools. Awesome job. They brought people around explaining everything, and I just want to say, you know, thank you to them all. It was a great day, a good event. So.
We're fortunate. Karen does an excellent job with
Yeah.
the Heritage Commission.
Very good.
Very involved, very active, so we're very fortunate with that. Councilor Churchill?
If you don't mind indulging me 1 second, too, I forgot to mention that I did attend the fire promotions and the new hires, and the room was packed. I was really impressed with the new people coming on board. Some of the schooling that they went through are really phenomenal. And then in the back, I saw the retirees, and I said to myself, I knew those guys when they were new. I've been here for quite a long time. So that was kind of a wake-up call for me. But congratulations to all of those retirees, newbies, and the people that were promoted.
Great. And to piggyback on that, I'll say the same thing. I was able to attend that. To Councilor Hill's point, this room was literally packed with standing room only in the hallway. It was a large class of inductees, I'll say. But from dispatches to firefighters to promotionals from lieutenants, captains. So congratulations to them. And if you have the chance to go back and watch that, people should go back and watch it to hear just the qualifications that all these members have. Just reading their bios was just astonishing of how fortunate we are in Derry to get the type of personnel that we have. And it's in all the departments, so we're very fortunate in Derry. You know, sitting on this side of things, you see things a little bit differently, and we're very, very fortunate that what we have. So, also the Veterans celebrations last week, that was a great event that went off. Thank you to the VFW and the American Legion and everyone else who attended those. And what else other than that? Happy Thanksgiving to everybody coming up. Enjoy it. Hope it's a safe one for everybody. And take a motion.
Make a motion to adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
A motion to adjourn, second, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.